Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope all of you are doing really good. So, welcome to the first session of paper number 6A Financial Management. So, we are going to start with our first chapter, and this is going to be a journey, a great journey that together we'll be doing. And I hope all of you will enjoy this journey. I'll try my best. You have to try it your best in the practice of the questions and all those things. I'll try my best to make you understand each and everything in a concise, in a very simple, practical way with the real life examples. Right from this lecture, right from the first lecture that we are going to start, then some of the topics that we will encounter will be tough, right? Right now it might seem this after today's lecture you might feel it's quite easy, but yes, you are definitely going to encounter a few topics, a few chapters which will be tough, right? But that's okay, sir. We'll try to simplify as much as possible, right? Okay, so let's get going without wasting any time. We are going to start with chapter number 1. Chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Financial Management. Introduction to Financial Management. Now, whenever we are going to start with a topic or a chapter, the first and the foremost thing that we try to understand is that why are we studying this chapter? Similarly, when we are going to start with this subject, financial management, we need to understand, we need to find out the answers for one thing. Why are we studying this subject? What is the need for this subject in the business point of view? And believe me, this subject is so much realistic and related to your real life. Believe me, this subject you will find that, oh, these things we have been doing in the real life, right? These are the decisions that we might have to take in the real life. If not today, might be in the future, but you will have to take a certain decisions in the life. This is such a realistic subject, financial management, as I always say, and this is going to help you a lot in your life in taking up the various decisions, whether you want to buy a house, whether you want to buy a car, and a lot of things, right? So this subject, consider yourself as a financial manager. At the very beginning, consider yourself as a financial manager who has to take a very huge decisions. You are the financial manager of a big concern, a very big concern, who has to take a lot of decisions. So accordingly, we are going to proceed with this subject, right? So the initial few lectures might be small. I'll be dividing it into parts, right? Then as and when, approximately duration will remain same, 30 to 40 minutes, sir. That is the most comfortable duration for the students, right? Okay, so let's get going with the first chapter, that is Introduction to Financial Management. Now, whenever we are using the word financial management, we need to understand what is the meaning of this financial management, sir, right? So financial management consists of basically the two different terms. One is finance and another term is management, sir. Now management, all of you know what is management, sir? To manage something. Very simple. Management means to manage something. We have been studying about management a lot, right? So management in the simple terms is you want to manage something, right? Manage something. What is a financer? What is a finance? Finance means any matter related to money. The finance means any matter related to money. Now, money is the most important element, one of the most important element in our life, right? If we want to do any transactions, we need money. That means we need finance, right? For each and everything, we want to buy something, we want to sell something, we want to share with someone, right? You need money, right? So money is a very important element. So in the financial management, what we are trying to do is we are trying to do money management. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to do money management. Sir, is it required, sir? Why money management is required, sir? Money management is one of the most important aspects of our real life. Our real life also, we need to manage money. It is often said that if you fail to manage money, then money will never be attracted to you. The money will run away from you, because the money in its purest form knows that whether you are able to manage it or not. Sir, how can the money think about it? Sir, money knows everything. Money knows everything, and this is a fact. If you fail to manage money in the right way, believe me, you will never have sufficient money or the amount of money that you dream of, right? Because you were never managed. Let's take a very simple example, sir. Let's take a very simple example. And this subject, as I told you, is very much close to the real life. In your home, very often you must have heard your father and your mother discussing about the money matters, right? So you must have heard the money related discussions. Money related discussions, you definitely must have heard your father and mother doing it, right? Now, what can be the money related discussions, sir? Let's say money related discussions, let's say your father gets a salary. Your father gets a salary. What is the salary that he is getting, sir? 50,000 rupees per month. Now, on first of any month, he got a salary. Now, the first thing, he will come back home. He will sit back with your mother. And what they will do is, they will try to plan that how to utilize this 50,000 rupees. Right? The first thing that they will try to manage this 50,000 rupees. What is meant by manage, sir? What is meant here by manage? The manage here means that out of 50,000, what will be the cost of your house, right? What will be the total expenditure you will be doing on the different things, whether it is vegetables, whether it is some gifts to be given or anything, sir, right? And how much of the amount they are planning to save out of it. Saving and investment, right? So they will try to manage the money. What they are doing is, they are doing financial management, sir. They are trying to manage the 50,000 salary that your father has received, that out of this 50,000, how much should be the expenditure that they should be doing in a particular month. And it may vary month to month, right? From every month you will have to do analysis. Let's say in the month of October, when there are the Diwali gifts to be given, when there are festivals, your expenditure will increase, your savings will decrease. But during the off months, when there is no festivals, you can increase your savings and you can decrease your expenditure. But you can do it only if you have done the proper financial management. If you are doing it with a proper management, that how much should be the expenditure and how much we have to do the savings. You have to make the commitment to yourself, sir. Right? So what is the main purpose behind this? Can you tell me what is the main purpose behind doing all this? What is the main purpose behind the planning, sir? The main purpose behind the planning is that your father will always think that expenses, or any person, sir, expenses should be minimum and savings should be maximum, right? When they are planning about this thing, that how the expenses can be kept to minimum and how they can increase their savings, this is what is known as, they are trying to do what? They are trying to do financial management, right? This is what is trying to do financial management. They are trying to manage their expenses, right? What they are trying to do is, they are trying to manage their expenses, they are trying to manage their savings and their investments. They are overall, they're trying to manage this money. So any matter that is related to the money and where the management of the money is involved, that is known as financial management. Now coming, this was from the realistic point of view. Now coming to the business point of view, sir. Now if you talk about from business point of view, what is required, sir? Sir, from business point of view also, what is the aim of any business, sir? The aim of any business is, we have already studied in the cost accounting also, the aim of any business is to minimize cost and maximize the profits, to minimize cost and maximize profit. Sir, how is it possible? How can they achieve it? How can they achieve their target? This is the goal of every business. That is why a businessman is doing a business, to earn more and more of profits, to keep the cost at less, right? How can they achieve it? Sir, this can be achieved only if they know how to manage money, how to do financial management, right? Only if they know this, that how they can do the financial management, only then they will be able to achieve this target of minimizing the cost and maximizing the profits. Clear? So this is the very basic, sir. Very basic. What is financial management? Financial management is the management of any matters which are related to the money, right? Right. The next thing is, why are we studying financial management? What is the need, sir? The next is, we studying? Why are we studying financial management? Very interesting, sir. Why are we studying financial management? Okay, now let's take an example. We'll try to understand with the help of an example. Let's say you want to buy a car. Let's say you want to buy a car. Right now, there will be various decisions that you will have to take. That is why I told you that the subject is going to help you a lot in the real life. Whenever you want to invest some money, whenever you want to buy a home, whenever you want to buy a car, this subject will always help you. Always. This whole subject is going to always help you. So please be very clear with all the concepts and apply those concepts in the real life. Okay. Let's say you want to buy a car. What will be the first decision that you will have to take, sir? What will you think? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. What will be the first decision? What is the first thing that you have to decide about? The first thing that you have to decide about is which car to buy. Which car to buy within our budget. Within our budget. So in the very first instance, the very first question you are asking, this involves a money matter, sir. The very first you are asking involves a matter, because the first thing that you have to see is that everything, if you are planning to buy a car, it should be obviously within your budget. The budget means, again, something related to money. You have to see what is the money, total money that you have available, what is the budget you have available with you, right? And within that budget, which car can you buy, right? At the very first instance, you have got a money matter, sir. So the first thing that you will see is, you will check your bank accounts, you will check your books. How much money do I have? How much can be my budget? If you have 10 lakh rupees in the bank, can you spend that whole of 10 lakh rupees on buying a car? You will be left nothing. How will you eat food then? Right? So you have to plan right from the very step. You have to plan, what should be my budget, within how much, right? What is the amount of money that I can spend on buying a car, right? Now, let's say you have decided here that you want to buy a car. Let's say it is Tata Nexon, right? And the price of the car is 10 lakh rupees. You have that much of a budget. Now, the second question will be the biggest question. The second question will be how to arrange funds. How to arrange funds. Obviously, sir, nobody is going to give you car for free. You will have to arrange funds, isn't it? The big question is how to arrange funds. Sir, there are two options with you. Regarding the arrangement of the funds, there are two options. One is the bank loan option. Another one is use your own funds. Right? So there are two options with you. One, you can go for the bank loan. Another option that is there with you is the own funds. Now what happens, sir? Let's say you go for a bank loan. Now you are taking a loan of, let's say 10 lakh rupees. Right? So you will have to pay interest. Interest on what? Interest on this 10 lakh rupees you will have to pay. Sir, this is going to be a huge interest, sir. Obviously, sir, you will have to pay the interest. There is an interest cost, right? The bank is not going to give you the loan free of cost. The bank will charge loan on that, isn't it? Now, if you use own funds, then you will say, okay, I don't want the bank loan. I will use my own funds. I have 10 lakh rupees in the bank. I will use 10 lakh rupees. The whole of my own funds, I'm going to utilize it. I'm not going to take a single penny from the bank. Okay, let's say, okay, use it. Use all your own funds. Use all your own funds. Now, what will happen, sir? Now, what will happen, sir? Sir, you have 10 lakh rupees in the bank and you are using those 10 lakh rupees for buying a car. Now, what will happen, sir? The main problem will be difficulty in managing. Difficulty in managing routine expenses. Now, let's say there is a medical emergency. Then what will happen, sir? You don't have the money. You have spent all the money on buying a car. You have not kept anything to yourself, right? Let's say if you have 10 lakh rupees, you have spent 10 lakh rupees. And after that, after some point of the time, how are you going to eat food, sir? How are you going to spend money on the food? Sir, you don't have money. Right? So this is very important, sir. This is now, here comes the role of financial management. What? You have to strike a balance between the various options. Now, an intelligent person, what will the intelligent person do? He will say, I'll take 5 lakh loan. The interest cost will be comparatively less now. Earlier, you were paying interest on 10 lakh rupees. Now you will pay interest on 5 lakh rupees. He will say, I'll use 5 lakh of my own funds, right? After utilizing 5 lakh own funds, I still have 5 lakh rupees in my bank, which I can use for any purposes, whether it is the routine expenses, whether it is some medical emergency. I have some money with me, sir. I have not exhausted. So what is the main purpose here? The main purpose here is, one second. So if I talk about the main purpose, what is the main purpose here? The main purpose is create a balance between bank loan and own funds, right? So you need to create a balance, and how this balance is to be created, this is what is known as financial management. Whenever you are trying to create a balance, you are trying to manage the matters related to money, that how we can utilize the money where the cost is minimum, the profits are maximum, right? So once this fund arrangement is done, you purchase the car. What is the third big question, sir? What is the third big question? The third big question is, who will take the benefit of new car? Who will take the benefit? Who will take the benefit of new car? Sir, you will have a fight at home regarding this, who is going to take the benefit of the new car, right? You will say, I have to go tuitions, I have to go to the CA coaching, I will take the benefit of the new car. Your father will say, no, I have been working so hard for so long, right? I have been going to the office on this scooter. Now I want car. I will go in the car. I have spent my hard-earned money on the buying of that car. Your brother will say, no, I will take the benefit of the car. I have to travel 60 kilometers to go to the college. I have to take the various buses. So I will take the benefit of the car, right? So this is going to be really difficult now, isn't it? But you will anyhow, that is a family consensus that you will have to make, right? Okay, now this is from your personal point of view, that how the financial management is taking place. Now let's see from the business point of view, how this is applicable, how these steps are applicable, right? So from business point of view, how these things are applicable. Business point of view, right? From business point of view, how these things are applicable. What is the first thing that business wants to decide? That there was which car to buy, right? Here is which business to start. Which business to start. Imagine yourself that you want to start a business. Now, what will be the first thing that you will decide? Which business to start? If you don't know which business to start, how can you start a business, sir? You don't know, right? Now you can be confused between a trading business, or whether you should be going for a manufacturing business, right? Which business you want to start, it will depend upon the various factors, sir. You have to consider while taking this decision that which business you want to start. There are various factors that will be considered. For example, the location of business, right? If your business is located in an area where the trading business is better, you will go for the trading business. Or availability of raw material and labor, if you want to go for a manufacturing business, you will decide upon the area, availability of raw material and labor. So you will have to see whether the adequate raw material and labor is available or not for this manufacturing business, right? So there are various decisions that you will have to take. So the first decision there was which car to buy, and here it is, which business to start, right? Because this is it is not easy, sir. Once you start a business, is it easy to close down the next day, right? Is it so easy that you start a business today and tomorrow you say, I don't feel like doing business, let's close it down? Is it so easy? Is it so easy, sir? No, it is not so easy. That is why these decisions are to be taken very, very, very carefully. Next, the next decision that you have to take is, now once you have decided that which business you want to do, the next, what will be the next decision? How to arrange funds. The next decision will be how to arrange funds for starting a business. Arrange funds for starting a business, right? This will be the next big question, sir. How you can do it? There can be various sources. There can be various sources, sir, from which you can take the money. For example, you can take the money from bank. The first source that you can utilize is take the money from bank. The second source might be your friend is ready to lend you some money. The third is from any outsider you raise the money, not from the bank, not from the friend, but an outsider. Or the other option is you can go for the own funds. Now, sir, this is a very tough decision. This is a very tough decision whether to go for it, because the bank will bank will charge interest. Let's say the bank is charging interest at the rate of 18%. Now the friend, if the friend is giving you the money for utilizing it, let's say for 3 years, for 4 years, is he going to give you free of cost? No, sir. Your friend will also charge interest. The only difference is that he might charge interest at a lower rate. For example, let's say at the rate of 10%. The outsider will also charge interest, right? But he might charge 12%, less than the bank, more than the friend. Now, own funds. Is there any problem with the own funds, sir? The own funds has own problem, sir. Routine expenses. Problem in routine expenses, right? So here, sir, we will pay interest, sir. What is the issue in that? We will go for the bank, friend, outsider. We'll pay interest on that, sir. What is the problem in that? Sir, in these three cases, you have to pay the interest. Sir, what is the problem in that? I will pay the interest. Sir, the problem is this interest is a fixed liability. Now, if you are taking the money from bank and you have taken, you will have to pay interest on that. Now, interest is a fixed liability. Fixed liability means the bank is not concerned whether you are earning profits from the business or not. What is the bank concerned with? The bank is concerned with its own money. The bank says, I don't know whether you are earning profits or not. You will have to pay my interest. Similarly, the friend and outsider, the friend can wait for some time, but ultimately he will say, you have been using my money, please pay me interest, right? Whether you are earning profits or not, that is your problem now, but I cannot give you money. My opportunity cost is increasing. The outsider also, the same thing. Now, another headache in the business, sir. Another headache, when you have to pay the interest, you have to see whether there will be enough earnings from the business to pay interest. You'll have to see whether there will be enough earnings from business, to pay off interest. Now, this is a situation, this is a problematic situation now, sir. So you have to create a balance between outsider funds, whether it is from bank, friend, or an outsider, and the own funds, so that you are able to pay the interest liability also on time, and also you do not face the difficulty in the routine expenses. So all this is what? All this is nothing but your financial management. And you have to manage these things, that how the money is to be invested in the business, how the money is to be arranged for the business. This is again what is known as financial management. Right now, what is going to be the third big question? Okay, you have arranged the funds, you started with the business, and you are doing good in the business, you have earned the profits, right? You are earning good amount of profits in the business. The third thing is you have to decide what will be the earnings, what will be the earnings, right? That whether the business that you are going to start, it has a scope, it will give you a good amount of earnings. And the main question is what to do once you have decided that yes, there will be earnings, sir, there is no issue, there is a good scope from the business that we have decided to start with. Okay, you started with the business, you started earning. Now the main question is what to do with the earnings. What to do with the earnings? There can be two different scenarios. One is you can distribute that earnings amongst the owners. If there are multiple owners, you say, let's distribute the earnings, enjoy, have fun, go to the club, have party, that's it. Right? We have the earnings, let's distribute it. Another one is retain and reinvest. Retain and reinvest. If you believe that your business wants more money for the expansion, right? So why not utilize our own earnings rather than taking the additional loan and all those things? Why not utilize our own earnings, right? So it can be retain and reinvest. Clear? So this will be another decision making that will be important. That is a part of financial management. That is a part. What to do with the earnings? Who is going to take the benefit of the earnings? Whether you are going to distribute it, the owners will take the benefit, or whether you have certain opportunities of growth in the business, and for those opportunities you need money in the business. Then instead of taking additional money from the bank or a friend or an outsider, why not utilize our own funds? Simple. Right? So these are the various things. Let's come to the book, Introduction to Financial Management. He says the money required for any activity is known as finance. Obviously, sir, that is known as finance. Required for any activity. Whenever you are required the money for any activity, every activity, whether economic or non-economic, requires the money to run it. Yes, sir. Right? Economic activity is when there is exchange of goods and services. The non-economic activity is when there is no exchange of goods and services. For example, whenever you want to buy a gift for a friend, there is no exchange of goods and services. There is only one-way traffic, right? But for buying that gift, you will need the money, right? That is why he says the money is required for every economic and the non-economic transaction. The business finance refers to the money and the credit employed in the business, that whatever is the money employed in the business, that is known as business finance. It is procured and utilized for the business purposes. Significance: to acquire the fixed asset. What can be the various purposes for which the money is required in the business? Raw material, you want to purchase raw material. Services, you want to take the services. You want to hire people who will work for you. You have to pay the salaries to them, right? Adopt a modern technology to meet operating expenses, to meet contingencies, to expand, to diversify, to avail the business opportunities. So there are various things for which you need money in the business. The finance is said to be the lifeblood of the business. It is required not only at the time of setting up of the business, but at every stage during the existence of business. It is not like the money is required at the very beginning of the business. No, sir. At every stage, every day you need money, sir, to run the business, right? It must be available at the time when it is needed. So whenever you require money, it should be available with you. It must also be adequate for the purpose for which it is needed. Obviously, sir, the adequate money, you will require the adequate money for whichever the purpose you are planning to, right? So what is financial management? It is the management of the finances of an organization in order to achieve the objectives. And what are the objectives, sir? Minimizing the cost, maximizing the profits, maximizing the return for the owners of the business. Financial management may be defined as planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the financial activities in an organization. Right? So financial management answers the following questions: where to invest, that means which car to buy, right? Then from where to raise funds, once you have decided which car to buy, how are you going to raise the funds for that? How much of the earnings to be retained and how much to be distributed? That is what I just told you. What to do with the earnings, whether to distribute, whether to retain in the business, right? How to manage working capital, this will study in the chapter of working capital, sir. Right? So what should be the objective of the financial management? To maximize the profits, to maximize the earnings per share, right? To minimize the cost, to maximize the market share, to maximize the current value of the company stock. This you will be able to understand with the due course of time when we will proceed further with the further chapters. You will be able to understand each and everything there. Clear? So this was the very basic, sir. Now, in the next lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about this financial decision making. I will be making a chart, right? I'll explain you with the whole chart that how we every chapter that we are going to study in the financial management is related to this particular financial decision making. Right? So there are various things: investment decision, financing decision, and there is one more decision, that is dividend decision, that is not there. I'll make a flow chart of it that will be very easy for you people to understand and remember. Right? I'll make you write the things. Don't worry, sir, don't worry, we'll be doing everything. Right? After that, the remaining theory part will be there. Sources of finance will be there, dividend decision is also there, right? Aspect of the functions, procurement of funds, what are the various functions, what are the phases of evolution of financial management, profit maximization as an objective, and wealth maximization, functions of the financial manager or the CFO. So all these topics we will be covering in detail in the next lecture. Right, so see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.